Good morning, praise the Lord. Good evening. Hold on. Good afternoon if it's afternoon. Good evening if you're finna go to bed. Welcome to the Book of Racq podcast. I'm Racq. Child, I'm hungry. I couldn't get through that intro without my stomach saying, is it time for us? Is it time for me? I'm gonna get to you, baby. We got things to do first. Give me a second. How was y'all day? Did you have a good day? Was God good today? He's good every day. But I hope you had a really good day. Child, we are officially at episode 7, the number of completion, mighty God. But we are not done. But I've done at least 7. God is good. All right. Okay. All right. So it is officially time to mark my 1-year anniversary of being in Tallahassee. Let's everyone exhale for just a moment. Mighty God. Okay? That went by really fast. Really fast. There is so much that I experienced and that I went through and that I don't even know the words, before even leaving Columbus and then actively being in Tallahassee, essentially alone. And there is no way I am physically even able to describe or physically able to give an account of what I've experienced. It's number 1, too much to tell, but 2, I haven't even given myself a chance to process it all. I was actively going through it. I was actively growing through it. I was actively in it. And so I am now having to sit back and process the last year and a half of my life, really 2 years of my life. I told y'all on, I think the first episode, how I had a very honest conversation with God in August of 2021. And after I took my hands off of my life, he took everything else. And now I am in a different state. 2 years later, I'm in a different state. Exactly 2 years later, I'm in a different state. Don't mind my hooditry. Anyway. Literally 2 years later, that's so wild. Literally 2 years later, I'm in a different state. And so a lot of people, so let me back up. I did a post. I'm a social media person, so I did a post saying, made it to a year, blah, blah, blah. And originally I had this super long caption, and before I knew it, I deleted it. Because I was just like, these are a lot of words, but I don't even have the words to describe all the things. It's not possible right now. And it probably won't be possible for a very long time. And so one question that people keep asking me is, so how do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? That's such a complex question. That's such a complex question. That's such a complex question. Because I had a lot of new moments, a lot of trauma moments, a lot of triggering moments, all in a very short amount of time. A very short amount of time. And it's like I can now feel it physically in my body, and I'm very tired. Just to be honest, I'm very tired. And I asked God the other day, I was just like, am I physically feeling the last year? Is that why I'm so, the last week specifically, I have slept so hard. So hard. And I was just like, bro, like, what is going on? But let me just put it in perspective for you. Months before I left, life was happening. Gained new information. Changes in the family, all the things, changes in friends, relationships before I even left. And at the time, I had moved back into my parents' home because all along I knew I was going to venture out and buy my own house. Like, that was going to be my thing. And I wasn't working. I then feel led to move to Tallahassee. I feel led to go back to school first, then to Tallahassee. And I end up very quickly, in a matter of months, like, it was confirmed for me that I was leaving in April, beginning of the first week of April. Really the very last weekend of March, but for sure the first weekend of April. And by August, I was gone. So we're talking about 4 months after, and in that 4 months, a lot happened. So I leave to come to a new state to face my largest fear, which is going back to school, totally alone. Well, not totally, but away from what was my comfort zone. End up going back to school. For the first time in my life, I am living in an entire different state than my parents. And we are a very close family. Away from my only blood sibling. And at this point, we are extremely close. I have left my nieces, nephews, my goddaughter. I've left my entire village to just trust God. Like a lunatic. And even after being told no from the dream school I wanted to go to in the first place, get to Tallahassee. The very first day that I was in Tallahassee, this is how I knew this was finna be crazy. This whole ride was finna be crazy. This was my confirmation. I said, okay, I see what's finna happen. The very first day I was in Tallahassee, my mama dropped me off. My mom and my brother and 2 family friends dropped me off. When I tell you, they left and the sun was in the sky. It was a little bit cloudy, but nothing crazy. I left the place I was staying and went to Walmart because I needed bedding and just essential stuff. I had very little belongings. When I tell you I walked into that Walmart, and I don't think I've been to that Walmart since. I may have been once since that time. I walked into that Walmart. And baby, when I say the power went out, because all of a sudden a storm came out of nowhere. I mean, the sky cracked. I was in Walmart by myself. Sky cracked. And all of a sudden, the power goes out in the store. My very first day. My mama had not been gone for an hour. And so the power was out. Power was out the rest of the time I was in there. And all of a sudden, they could only take cash. Thank God people had given me cash, just as, goodbye gifts. So I happened to have cash on me because I never have cash on me. And I was able to check out that day. But that was my signal, and it sounds funny, but that was my signal that this gonna be a little ride. And when I tell you, wow. My god sister said it perfectly the other day when I did do the post. She commented and said, a year of adventure and adversity. And I said, literally those are literally the words, adventure and adversity. Literally jumping off the cliff saying, all right, we're out here. And it was literally like adventure, adversity, literally like that. And before she even said it, the words like tears and triumph, or tried, tears, triumph, like a pattern, like back to back. Like the moment I would be done, oh my God, this is amazing. Boom, here go a drop. Oh my God, this is wonderful. Drop. Or drop. What's happening, God? I am so lonely. I am losing my mind. Have you lost it? Boom. Oh my God, a win. Literally an emotional, physical, and mental roller coaster that I have been on. And 90% of that has been alone. So I'm in Tallahassee. I'm staying at the place I'm temporarily supposed to be at. I end up leaving there towards the end of the year. I don't know where I'm moving to. I end up getting my current apartment by the grace of the living God. And because I literally had angels working in the leasing office for me. And so that happens. And then I'm now in my own apartment by myself, and now I'm isolated from the world for majority of the time, because at this point I'm working a part-time job. I'm not working a full-time job. And it's just me and walls looking at each other with all of my emotions, and an air mattress on the floor that I could not even afford. Somebody happened to bless me the day I moved in. Trying to figure out how bills gonna be paid, trying to figure out how we gonna figure out food, how we finna keep the lights on, how we finna, and it's just me. And literally, and this is not even 6 months after being in my parents' home. safe, not worrying about a thing. There is always food in the fridge. The light's gonna be on, everything is safe. I'm always gonna go to my room. God is good. I'm not worried about nothing to go to, I don't know how we gonna do this. They're gonna put me out. Do you know how quick that reality shifts? And how quick your mental has to, okay. Yeah? Okay. All right. Okay. I just want to make sure. Okay. Yeah. So that reality in itself, and not being near your village to even help you process everything. Everything is FaceTime, everything is text message, everything is phone call, because your core people are no longer 10, 15 minutes away from you. They're hours away from you. You can't get there right after work. You can't just go down the street. And now you have to embrace new people and trust that God gave them to you. And trust that they're safe but also guarding your heart. And what? All while still trying to be progress to employee of the school and still trying to be a good student. My first semester I had all A's. My second semester started off with a bang, mentally, emotionally, physically. And so by February, I was way behind and had to work with my professors to even get the grades that I got. They gave me serious grades. God just gave tremendous favor in multiple areas of my life during the spring, the first quarter of the year. Because there was just no way. And so yeah, relationships, friendships are changing. People that you used to talk to every day, or that you used to talk to at least every other day, and who knew your ins and outs, are no longer present. Not even virtually, they're not present. They stopped checking on you. They stopped reaching out. You have that. You have people that I could talk about that all day. I don't even have the time for that. I don't have time for that. And all of this is going on. By March, my brother then leaves my parents' home to move away and go on a faith journey just like his big sister. So now we both out here looking crazy. But I had been in it long enough to be able to encourage him for the first leg of his journey, because I knew what that felt like, and I didn't have nobody to coach me through. Thank God the Lord had set it up strategically, almost 6 months to the day, almost, that I left, he was gone. And that's just how the Lord works. But, and I'm leaving out more than I can never even explain. It'll be years before I tell the full story. But you see how things moved very quickly, quick transition. And all the while, people are still passing away. People are still living their lives. Babies still being born. People like just dot. Life is still moving. And you're just trying to exist. You're just trying to be. You're just trying to be as present as possible away while also trying to serve you, because nobody else is. It's just you and God. It literally like is a very lonely journey. And then you have people, I'm gonna do a whole book on transition at some point in my life, but you have people who be like, oh, so when are you coming home? Oh, so when are you coming back? Are you coming to visit? Like, I can't wait to see you. Are you like come back soon? Sweetheart, I am literally just trying to say, saying, why don't you come visit me? I'll cook when you get here. Why don't you come hang out here? This is not a vacation right now. I'm very much going to live here for a while, and I don't know how long I'm going to be here. So if you miss me, why don't you find time to come see me? I don't know when I'm gonna be back. I don't know when I will be. I'm not running back every chance that I get. And I don't have that many chances. I have a whole life here now. And you have to try to figure out how to say that without sounding harsh or rude. It's not that I don't want to see you. It's not that I don't miss you. I miss my people so much. It's ridiculous. I come from a very tight and large village. At any moment, if my parents would have put me out while I was living there, there's about 5 different houses I could have gone to live to at any moment. I could just, that's all right. I ain't gonna be on the street. Come from a very tight village. Yes, I miss them. But when you have these moments, you don't have the luxury of running home every time you miss somebody. You can't do it. You cannot do it. Cannot do it. And missing out on big moments, having to tell people no when you were always pretty much the yes man, and go to and learning that you can say no. Man, I could really do a whole pod series on transition and the different areas of how that affects you in every area of your life. I really could. I really, really could. And whew, I'll say this, there have been some life-changing, beautiful moments, and I can physically feel and know that there is growth and evolution in me, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. My boundaries are different, my discipline is different, and for that I'm very proud of me, because I can see a difference today than this time last year. But the cost of that difference, you have no clue. You have no clue. You have no clue. What I will say, and I really got to end this here because I don't even know how to explain this to y'all. What I will say is that when people are on your mind, pray for them. And that's whether they have transitioned or moved elsewhere or not. If people are on your mind, pray for them. If somebody just crosses your mind, it's not a coincidence. Text them. When you feel them, you feel their presence, you feel like, hey, they were on my mind, text them. If that's just a, hey, just checking on you, that's all you gotta say. It ain't even gotta be no long essay, nothing in detail. Check on these people. Because what has kept me alive spiritually, physically, mentally, and emotionally are the randoms, hey, just checking on you. And I may not even respond or have the energy to respond, but I've seen it. Hey, just checking on you. Just letting you know God is here for you and you're following him. He's proud of you. You heard him. You were not crazy. At random moments from random people who don't even know what's going on. Just check-ins or random cash apps that paid for groceries in my house. Random gift cards. No clue. No clue. No clue. I'm forever grateful for the people that God has given me, for the boxes of groceries that my village here that I had to let in brought me. The days that they were there for me, like, yeah. I'm sorry. This is not the happy-go-lucky episode. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I don't have the theatrics and the things for you because this topic, unfortunately, takes a lot of energy out of me. And which is why when people ask me, honestly, and I love people, but when people ask me, like, so how do you feel? How do you different? Everything is different. Everything is different. And not that it's bad or wrong or sad, or everything is just different. And I have so much to process, and I have so much to work through, and I have so much more to learn. I have so many more boundaries to set. And yeah, that's all I got. Maybe next week will be happier or more bouncy or joyful, but it's just the reality. And I just want, I'll say this, I had to go back and apologize to people who moved away and came in town when I was still living there and didn't come see me and gave them a hard time. I had to go back and apologize to those folks because I now know what it feels like to go home to visit and you just want to see your mama. You just want to see your god baby. You just want to hug your sister or your brother. You didn't go there to travel all over the city, wave to everybody. You went to sit and to be poured back into. I know what that feels like now. I love y'all. I don't have nothing else. I love y'all so much. And God is still good. God is still very good. Yep. We'll talk soon.